Hello, Itzy here, your friendly neighborhood naturopath, coming from the mountain that leads up to the Appalachian Trail up there. I don't go as far as the trail itself, but I walk here almost every day, and it's a beautiful walk. And I kind of come to you in a little bit of sadness today. Pretty hard to have a cheery face and talk about the plant that I want to talk about today. It just seems that some of the people that I know within the fruitarian community and the spiritual communities even uh, tend to think of this whole COVID thing as a hoax. And I wasn't born yesterday. I know that the government definitely manipulates numbers, and I know that there's undercurrent of things that we could be losing freedoms to. I understand that. That's not even a doubt in my mind. But there's people I know who are getting really sick. And one of my friends lost his mom, and he posted all these pictures on Facebook. And of course, she was an older woman. You know, she was probably towards the end of her life anyway. But she most likely really suffered to try and breathe. And I think the suffering that will last is the fact that no one could visit her during her time of suffering and be there with her as she took her last breaths. And there's no real closing when you can't have a physical funeral and viewing like we normally have, which brings closing and understanding and camaraderie and gathering together of brothers and sisters and friends and relatives. So there's so much more to it than just the numbers that might be fake. It's still happening, and it's still very spreadable. So I have one person, I just might have to unfriend her. She just went on for almost 2 hours back and forth in text with me that she refuses to live in fear and that she will not wear a mask when she goes out. And I just think, where's the compassion here? You know, if a person is so spiritually enlightened, as some people claim to be, why then would you not bring comfort to those around you, whether you know them or not, to just be kind? And so what? Play the game. I mean, what does it hurt? When there's people really suffering with serious things, I just don't understand it. And just a chance of spreading it to how many people. You know, some people claim to be very healthy and that they don't have a problem with going out without a mask. Well, that's nice. They're healthy. Very good. I'm glad you're healthy. But not everybody is. And you might get it and not even know you have it. But then there's others who might get it and really suffer for days and weeks before they die. And everybody dies. Humans die. But why do we have to do it in such a way that we have to suffer like that or bring it on other people by our own ignorance? So I guess that's all I have to say about that. I don't know. It's really hurtful. So anyway, deep breathing, outdoor fresh air is one of the best things that you could possibly do. It's really important. And there's a lot of herbs, which I went over in some of my other videos. I did one on antiviral thyme tea. I did another one on pine needle tea, which is very nourishing too. There's white pine back here. I might actually get some of that to bring home with me. But I don't have to. There's some right out in front of my house. But that tree there is so inviting. And you know, there's a spiritual aspect to plants too. And they want to help and they want to heal. And when you're with these plants, they're so beautiful and they're so full of life and they're so life-giving. And today I asked the mullein here if I could have some of their leaves. And I got a number 7, so I had 7 leaves that I plucked from these beautiful plants here. I'm going to show you the leaves up close, but this is what they grow like. This is how they bunch. I'm going to show you up close. This is called great mullein. I think it's Thapsus verbascum. I could be wrong, but something's telling me that. I don't remember all my Latin names, but I'll look it up later. But here they are. I don't know if you could see that because it's really hard for me to see what I'm doing here. But the leaves are so gorgeous. And I'll show you the ones that I'm going to use for my tea. Now with the other teas I talked about putting them in the blender. I mean, is that beautiful? This is life right here. It's beautiful. And you'll recognize them by the furry leaves and the bunches that I just showed you, the way they grow in these bunches. And here's the leaves that I'm going to take with me. Mullein is great for any lung issue that you could possibly have. And whether it's bronchitis, whether it's asthma, mucus congestion, tuberculosis, bronchitis, everything. Anything that has to do with the lungs. What it does is it breaks up mucus and it actually calms inflammation, which at this point it's really good to keep your lungs as healthy as possible. So this grows almost all over the US and it's free, it's easy, and it's something that can really help you. So even if you have no symptoms, having the mullein tea will strengthen your lungs, give you greater lung capacity, and along with deep breathing exercises, it's a really good idea to drink some mullein tea. I have a friend named Marlene, and we took a walk a couple weeks ago, right when this all first started, and she had her water bottle with these little pieces of herb in it, and I asked her what it was, and she said mullein. And it was kind of cool because she actually purchased the mullein, and I said, oh, that's growing right here. So she was so excited to find that she don't have to buy it. And when you pick it yourself, there's a spiritual connection. There's a spiritual connection with the herb that you choose, and the ones that invite you to take them, to take home with you. So the tea for mullein leaf, you don't want to blend it up like you did with some of the other teas that I showed you, because these little furries that are on here, they kind of break up and feel like they get caught in your throat if you blend it. So what you want to do is just tear it into pieces, boil water, maybe have like a mason jar or something, and you could use the amount that you like. You could use, say for a quart jar, one of these leaves or 2 of those leaves, whatever you want to do. And then if you like it that strong, that's good, and if not, you could add a little extra water to it. And whatever you feel is right. You can't really overdo it with mullein. It's a very safe herb, and I think you'll enjoy it. So thank you for watching. Be safe and keep your lungs healthy. Do some nice deep breathing exercises, especially when you're outside. When you're outside and it's beautiful and the air is really clean, that's the time to really do your deep breathing and get those lungs going, get those lungs moving, get them happy. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you again. Remember to subscribe. If I put this on my Aunt Cheapo channel, it's a pretty new channel, so I don't have that many subscribers on it yet. I might also post it on the Fruit Fanatic page, and that one's doing pretty well. You can subscribe there also. But the Aunt Cheapo channel, I'd like to really get going off the ground, especially now. I'm kind of out of work with the body work that I do. I still do natural health consulting, and I help people who have chronic illnesses and help them get better. So I could still do that, Skype like I always do, or Zoom or whatever you prefer. So yeah, subscribe down below, like if you want to comment, or you have any questions, certainly ask me. Check you out soon. Peace.